can I have another wine?
You're listening to the Giggle Gang podcast.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
If you want it, just come get it.
A Giggle Gang podcast.
Just be myself.
For fuck's sake.
You know, sometimes people pay me to say ridiculous shit, and sometimes I just say it for free.
Jesus Christ.
You're listening to the Giggle Gang podcast.
Wear a Playboy Academy t-shirt. Is it always been a dream of yours to be in Playboy?
You know what it is?
Really?
I want to be in Playboy.
What makes you think you're of the right calibre? And what is...
Bloody hell!
Right.
What makes you think you're good enough? Because you're hideous.
No. Not that you're good enough, but what are the requirements of being in Playboy? Because, you know, with like Miss Universe and Miss World and these competitions, they don't want you just to be beautiful, model, sex icon, symbol, look good in a swimsuit, but they also want you, or they try to, you know, encourage you to also be quite worldly and intelligent. What's the requirements of a Playboy bunny?
I don't know.
For someone that wants to be a Playboy bunny, how can you not know?
I like older men.
Is that it?
No, I mean, I don't know. I was thinking about this on the way here. I actually probably would do Playboy. Because
what does that entail, though?
If I was happy enough with my body, which I think I am on and off. We are recording now, aren't we?
Yeah, mate.
All right, lovely. My dad's going to listen to this as well. What has he raised?
Absolutely. No, he's raised a lovely, capable and intelligent young woman.
Do you think?
Absolutely, Annabelle. Now tell me more about your body dysmorphia. No, so
joke.
But when you say doing Playboy, is that taking like lingerie pics? What is doing Playboy? What does that actually mean to you?
I don't know. It's the empowerment and it's the strength that I like.
Are you lifting weights or? Well, what is it?
You're on your own, laughing on your own.
I've never looked at a Playboy or a porn magazine ever because magazines I had the internet. So if we wanted to look at pornography, we would look at the internet, all right? And my dad's going to listen to this, and he's going to be very impressed.
Son. Well, I don't know. I don't think it's... Is it porn? Playboy
aren't there nude photos? For someone wearing a Playboy t-shirt and saying, I'd like to be a Playboy bunny, you don't know fuck all about Playboy.
No, as in like, I wouldn't do pornography sex.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
No.
What about for the right price?
Oh.
Someone gave you £10,000.
10,000? No, I'd do it for more than that.
What makes you think you're worth more than 10,000? 10,000.
I was about to tell you this beautiful speech how one day I will encompass the role as a Playboy bunny, but now you've just said I'm not even worth 10 grand. That's not even a deposit for a flat.
Excuse me.
In London.
Right, porn actresses make between £1,000 to £5,000 per day. Depending.
See, I thought you didn't know much about porn.
Well, I do. I don't know much about porn magazines. Right. But have you not seen that documentary, Life After Porn? And then there's the girls that are doing the porn at that point. And some of those are getting less than that. Like in the US, if you're doing like amateur porn and whatever, some of them get like $200.
I don't like pornography sex. I don't agree with it.
Okay.
I'm quite anti-porn.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you not watch porn at all?
No.
Really?
No.
So then how do you orgasm?
Oh.
Like what's
depends who it is.
What's your stimulus? Or did you not start becoming sexually active, whether it was through masturbation or through sexual intercourse, until you had a partner? Are you saying that you don't masturbate?
I've gone all quiet now.
This has become like a casting interview.
I know,
We're 3 minutes in and you've taken it here. Right?
No, you started it.
No, I didn't.
Why are you wearing a Playboy top, you slapper?
Not what I said.
Yeah. Right. Right. Where do we start with the questions? You've asked me about 5.
Sorry.
I will answer.
I want to understand, 1, why you don't watch porn, and then 2.
Let's start with that.
How you? Yeah. Okay. Let's start with that.
I think, and it's just an opinion, but it's right. Because
fair enough.
No, as in like, I'm.
Most people don't have opinions and think they're wrong.
I'm a sociologist, I guess. That was what my degree is in.
Did you complete the degree?
Yes, of
Okay.
course I did. I got
Cool.
a second class honour at
Well
University of
done.
Manchester.
Well
yeah,
done. Very impressed.
Clever with linguistics as well.
Oh,
Clever clogs.
but you can't read an email.
No. And I did linguistics, which is the study of language.
That's unbelievable.
And then I had dyslexia all my life, and then it only kind of got found out. Paid £100 for the certificate.
Really?
Yeah, and I just tell everyone.
So you've got a certificate that says,
Yeah,
I can't
ta-da!
read.
You can't read, write, count. I've got dyscalculia as well. Wow,
So
you're
much wrong with
stupid.
you.
I know.
So why don't you want to watch porn?
All right. So, I think, everyone's different. I think if you watch porn, it's up to you, but I think it's damaging.
Okay.
I see a lot of men that are porn damaged. I see a lot of women that are porn damaged, and
Damaging to intimacy, damaging to self-confidence.
a bit of both, really.
Okay.
When I have sex with, I have watched porn before. I don't watch it at the moment, and I haven't done for a long time because.
When you say a long time, how long is a long time?
God, for about 3-4 years.
Okay, that is a long time. I was expecting maybe like 6 months. And
Yeah, I
was
just cut last week.
Yeah.
I can't do it anymore.
I haven't watched any since this morning. I'm fucking itching for it.
My Wi-Fi's blocked it now.
So what was the trigger? Did you watch a particularly upsetting porn that sort of tipped you over, or did you?
Yeah, we could talk about it all day, and this is such a. I don't know.
Well, this has now become the porn podcast, so
Yeah,
here we are.
I think I was watching like a program about porn, and like the way that they advertise it and the way they speak about both men, women, race is terrible, really.
When you say they, are you talking about the people that produce porn and make money from it? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Women are exploited through it. I think when men, huge generalisation, and I think I'm going to stand by it, to be honest, but I think when some men watch porn, it's a kind of an internalisation of how a sexual experience will turn out, and it's something that people may grow out of. For example, when I lost this is going to get quite deep, but when I lost my virginity, I had a really bad experience, and because I was watching porn, I thought that this was kind of normal behaviour.
Okay.
With the way that this person treated me.
Right, okay.
And it wasn't until therapy afterwards I realised that wasn't okay, and that was not nice, basically.
Are we talking about what I can imagine from what you've just said?
Yeah.
A little bit overbearing physical contact,
yeah,
maybe a little bit rougher than rough more than love and caring, which probably you want for your first time.
Well, it was someone from work.
Okay. No, but
it was some guy that I worked with, and I was just fresh on the market. I just turned 18. It was A-level results night. I'd had a bit to drink.
What a thrill.
Yeah, he was
A-level results night.
Yeah. He was like the fittest guy at work.
Explain to me what A-level results night is. Hang on, is everyone like wait up to get their results from school?
Yeah, and then we went out clubbing afterwards.
Is that like an English thing?
Yeah.
That is mad.
So I got my A star to C, and I was like, right, I got into a wrestle group. Let's get me a shag. So I went out.
What does that? Hang on. A wrestle group.
Russell Group University, so it's
right.
Like Manchester, Sheffield, Leeds,
right, okay.
Etc.
Like the high,
yeah, I think
well-respected universities.
I don't know about the world, but like in the UK, I was pretty happy that I wasn't going to shit uni.
Like Edge Hill.
I don't know, and
you didn't even know where it is. It must be shite.
I didn't even go to my lectures in first year. I just
didn't you?
No, we had catered dinners, so we had like these. We had breakfast, and I used to get up and go to breakfast, go back to bed, and then get up for dinner, and then go out.
And you just partied the whole first year.
For the whole 3, it was kind of only until like the last 2 weeks of I definitely want none of my family listen to this because they're like, we're so proud of her. She sailed through it, worked so hard. Last 2 weeks of uni, I was like, right, better crack on then.
Happy days, but that is what they should admire about you, all right? Because they no.
If I had my time again, I would have worked really hard and got a first and been.
Do you think you were capable of a first?
Yeah.
You think you almost denied yourself the first?
I just went out. It was drugs, sex, rock and roll. Do you know what I mean?
But was it fun?
Yeah, I fucking loved uni.
Okay.
And you know what? It's not. I think uni's not always like an academia thing for everyone. Because for me, it was like, oh, sick. There's a pub on my next door. Why the fuck are you going to tutorials? Do you know what I mean? You've got £2 pints.
Are you fucking
You need to manage your time a bit better, mate. Student loans come through. Woo! Let's have a game of pool. Let's go.
How many people or how many students do you think are just like you when they go to university?
Oh, everyone.
Really?
It was all the same in our halls. Yeah, we all had a great time because we all lived together and we all.
But who was taking it seriously? No one that you ever came across, or if they
you had the occasional SWAT that would sit right at the front of the lecture.
Hang on. What's a SWAT? Hang on.
SWAT, like a nerd.
Okay.
Or good for them because
why are you calling them a SWAT?
Why?
Does SWAT mean something else?
Oh, I was just being mean. I'm not like.
But what does SWAT stand for?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It's just right, nerd or whatever.
SWAT? Like SWAT team or SWOT?
OT.
Okay, SWAT.
I look like a right dickhead on this.
No, you're doing great.
She's such a bitch. Oh well, and and then they'd always do the reading and stuff like that, and I admire them for it, but it's not for everyone. Do you know what I mean? Some of us want to turn up hungover. Well, I used to watch Netflix during my lectures.
Really?
I used to get my laptop up and I used to.
So you'd go to the lecture and watch Netflix?
Yeah.
What's the point in going? You might as well stay home.
Attendance.
Oh, right, okay, just so they'd mark you off.
Yeah, and if there was something I was interested... I mean, I didn't enjoy my linguistic side of my degree, so that was probably the most of what I did in those
because you struggled with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tremendously struggled. And then sociology was quite a walk in the park.
Yeah.
What
is sociology for those that don't know?
It's like the study of society.
Okay.
You know, class, race, gender.
Do you think it's made you a more worldly person?
Yeah, since studying sociology, you can't forget it, basically. You look into the world with a different view, a different spectacle, I guess. Look at me getting all my my posh words out. So I'm clever, in a way.
I've never said you're not clever, Annabelle.
No.
Not at all. So, I then wanted to get back to what we were talking about, because you'd veered us away from the porn conversation. But you are wearing a Playboy shirt, so every time I'm lost for words, I just, I glance at your shirt and I think, oh, we were talking about porn earlier. Yeah. So, if you're not watching pornography, then...
What are you doing in your spare time?
Yeah. How are you entertaining yourself and servicing your needs as a young woman in 2020?
As in sexual needs?
Yes, I'm talking about sexual needs.
What, am I on the game or am I
this is what
going
I'm saying.
around?
What I really want to say bluntly, okay, is, and people want to know this, I'm not asking these questions because I want to know.
All right.
I'm asking for the good of the people.
Okay.
Because let me explain something to you before I go into this, okay? Is the job of the host on a podcast is not to ask what I want to know. Okay. It's to ask what the person listening to this in their ears would want to ask next. So I have to think like I'm the listener. You're the star of the show, and I just ask the question that would naturally come next. Does that make sense?
Got you.
Fantastic. So, what is going on with your orgasms, all right? Are you only having them with a partner? Are you having them on your own, to your own imaginative stimulus?
Inside Annabelle Devey.
What are you doing?
I have both of them.
You have both?
Yeah, a bit of both.
Okay.
I don't. This is so. I can't believe.
Please try not to censor your answers.
I think, to be honest, I struggle to believe that the vaginal orgasm's not a myth.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Man fucks woman, I think, and I
Are you saying you've not had an orgasm before?
Through a man, yes.
What do you mean through a man?
Not through his knob, no.
What do you mean? You've had an orgasm through a man? It means a man's orgasm and you've thought, that was alright.
Thanks for leaving that in me, mate. I'll just... Let's have a spring clean. See ya.
No, explain it to me.
Alright, yeah, I can't come through a bit of P&V.
Okay.
I think if I speak for some women, I don't think they can either.
Yeah.
Not saying all.
Yeah.
Of course.
Absolutely.
And again, when I used to watch porn, I used to think, oh, she must be really enjoying it, but...
Yeah.
I mean... Then when it came to the real thing, I was just like, why has he like jabbed it in so hard? I was just thinking, that's my expectations versus his, I think. And I wanted to write a bit actually about porn and about how if men started groaning in porn like women did, it'd be like how women would start groaning in the gym instead. Because it's just not real, is it? Really?
I get it.
I asked you now to make like a really like screamy, sexy noise, 9 times out of 10 you probably wouldn't do that in sex because I don't know. Would you? No, I
don't really make any noises. I make noises when I come, but I don't make noises while I'm going. While I'm going, I'm more like focused in on the moment. I'm focused in on my partner and Hazel, you know. Why do we have to be so clinical about
Leave her out of this.
Yeah. She's not involved. I'm more focused in on her, making sure that she's okay. And we've got to the point now where we've had enough sort of sex together that we're quite comfortable and we know each other quite well. Do you know what I mean? And that only grows over time, and that's something that you grow over, obviously, a long-term relationship. But it's weird. I never had like one night things with people ever. Like my attitude towards sex was always, I can't get hard, I can't get interested, I can't get turned on by someone who I don't like know and have like a connection with. And I tried to before because I was like, oh, this is what you have to do, this is what all my mates are doing. You'd have to. And I'd like go into like the room with these people, like these women, and I'd just be like, what are we doing? It's like, let's start, with a bit of handwork or whatever. And I'm like, but I was like, I don't even know you. Like, I don't even like you. Like, I don't even, you might be a cunt. Like, what are we doing here? So, like, it was never, ever a pleasurable experience, even when I would try to force it. And then I got to the point where I drew a line in the sand and I was like, no more. Like, it has to be someone that you know, that you like, and that you would... So the situation with Hazel, me and Hazel slept together the second night we met. So we met on the Tuesday, we slept together on the Wednesday after spending the Tuesday night and the Wednesday night together, okay? Yeah. But when we woke up on the Thursday, I wasn't thinking, quickly, let's get her out, let's move on to another one. I was like, I really like this girl, talk through Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the days just continue on and on. But this whole idea of guys bringing a girl back, sleeping with them and being like, out you go, get on out of here. I find that very, very puzzling as to why you would invite them in the first place if you were so keen for them to leave.
Well, it seems like you've got quite sex is an attachment to care and love.
Absolutely.
And that's lovely and fantastic, and I admire it.
See, I think really maybe that could have been because I was brought up in a Christian home, right? So my parents are quite religious. My parents had always said, no sex before marriage, right? No sex before marriage. And I was like...
I hope they didn't listen to this.
Awesome. No, it doesn't matter. They know.
Right,
don't worry. So they were like, no sex before marriage, no sex before marriage. And I was like, all up for that, no sex before marriage, right? I got to about maybe 17 and I just, nothing to do with sex. I didn't have a girlfriend or anything, but I just started to be like, church is not for me. I can't get around these people. And what really bothered me about church and religion is the more time I spent with people outside of church, not on Sunday, but still church people, I saw them acting how I wanted to act, right?
Yeah.
Or how I would act. But then they would go to church on Sunday, and I never really fitted in at church, right? Never fitted in. Because I would just act how I did all week. But at church, I was like, because this is really me. Like, and if God's got a problem, he'll fucking forgive me, all right?
Yeah.
But they would have, like, this real, like, righteous persona they would put on a Sunday and be like, oh, you know, butter wouldn't melt in my mouth. I'm the greatest. And then go out on the weekend and drink and do drugs and just do, like, just do whatever they wanted. And it was like, oh, we come on Sunday. Oh, look at me. I'm so fantastic. And I was like, all these people are just lying to themselves and everyone else in this fucking dumb building.
Yeah.
And I was like, we all put our money in the basket to go towards what? For nothing. Like, it's just, we sing these stupid songs that we don't even believe, and like, it just frustrated me so much to be there. So I was like, I'm not going to go to church any longer. Then I obviously moved away from certain beliefs within Christianity. I still agree, and I still, like, for example, do unto others as you would want to be done to yourself. That's a good motto to live by, right?
Yeah.
But the whole no sex before marriage, I wasn't saying that I was desperate to have sex and that was like everything that drove me. But it also wasn't I'm not going to wait for Jesus. Do you know what I mean? But it was a case of, like my parents had said, the reason why we wait until marriage is because sex with someone is something that's really important, that should be really special between two people coming together as one. And that was how I was taught about it to begin with.
Can I just say, I was taught like that too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really agree with it though now, in my opinion.
Okay.
From my experience, is because for me, losing your V plates doesn't always mean love, and it doesn't have to be. And as long as it's consensual and you're happy to do it, and it's all right, go for it. But for instance, when it goes wrong and you have that in your head, it was a lot more painful for me to get over that.
Yeah. Was it a case of building up to that? So you said you were 18, it was A-level results.
I'd only kissed a man before. I was a total virgin.
Okay. Was it a case of you had other friends and other girls that had, and it was almost like a peer pressure thing, being like, oh, come on, Annabelle, it's time, sort of thing? Or was it something that you consciously were like, I'm ready and this is what I want to do?
It was like a really impulsive spare of the moment. Like, I wasn't pressured into it.
Okay.
I don't think girls... Well, in my experience, I've never been pressured by my girls to have sex.
No, not to have sex, but I'm saying for like the first time, if let's say you're the only virgin in a group of girls that are, you know, quite active sexually, and you're 17, 18 years old, it's often like, oh, come on, Annabelle, why are you such a prude type situation?
Yeah, why haven't you done it? No, it wasn't like that, and good, it shouldn't be, because there's nothing wrong with, if you want to save it for someone special, that's great. If you want to, you know, lose it after a one night stand in a club, like me. Not in the club.
Yeah.
I mean,
you worked with him.
Yeah, we're colleagues at least. Yeah,
we were colleagues.
Yeah, I tell you what, icebreakers for work was bloody awkward afterwards.
Where did you work at the time?
Oh, just some shit pub.
Oh, the pub. Right.
Yeah, but yeah.
Did you find that your hours went up after that, or not really?
No, I just got a lot of looks from a lot of people, and unfortunately he told people that I was a virgin as well.
Oh.
He spread it around work. He was a right cunt, really.
What's his name?
I don't want to say.
Tell me off air.
Oh, right, yeah. He's moved to Canada now, so...
Oh, we'll find him, don't worry.
Yeah, if you're on your way round to Australia, just pop in and
I've got people in Canada.
give him a good slap from me.
No, but the saddest thing about that is become normalised. Do you know what I mean? And like you said, the pornography. So speaking from my own experience, right, is sexual intercourse is a very loving, caring activity, right? But I do also watch pornography. That's not loving and caring. Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, right.
However, I'm able to differentiate between the two.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you find porn... because when I used to watch it, I used to watch it, I think that poor girl's getting pounded over an ironing board. She is not having a good time, is she? That poor old cow, that poor woman, you know what I mean? And I used to actually turn it off. I was like, that guy's gross and that woman is beautiful. And it's just, I'm not saying that women shouldn't do porn. I'm not saying that. It's just that I just don't like how women are treated with it. And I used to scroll past all the different porns and stuff and just look for a nice one. Yeah. Does it look like he likes her?
What is a nice one? I was about to say, what is a nice porn?
Just... It doesn't... It's not aggressive.
Okay. I don't like aggressive.
Or like, they've written it as like big tits gets banged over. Oh, she can't take it because his cock's so massive. Look at her, she's fucking, you know, she's really struggling here. Oh, that's really attractive, but it's not to me, because I'm just like, I'd want to go in and saying, put a dressing gown on, let's go and have a cuppa. Fuck off, you look vile. Get you and your massive cock out of here and leave us alone. Vile.
Okay, you are vile. Get the fuck out of here. So then, what makes you want to join the Playboy mansion?
I don't know.
Because don't you think that the Playboy bunnies are being almost objectified and disrespected in a way?
I stand by the women and the people that model for Playboy.
Okay.
I like the pictures.
You stand by them in the fact that you think it's good?
Yeah.
Okay.
As in, I don't like Hugh Hefner.
Okay.
And
isn't he dead?
Yeah.
Is he dead?
He is dead.
Or he's basically dead. Is he actually dead?
No, dead.
When did he die?
I think last year.
Are we sure? Let's.
And I think people listening to this are going to think it's fucking stupid. I've just gone porn so bad, but let me just pose with my tits out on a cliff somewhere. Like,
please explain.
I like the empowerment that I see with pictures, and I think there has been some exploitation in Playboy, and I like to think that it's not like that now, because they publish a lot of quite interesting articles about safe sex, about inclusivity, and I like the diversity in Playboy as well now. And if you just scroll through Instagram, I think it shows progression, and I like that. However, I don't...
Scroll through Instagram in general, or Playboy's Instagram?
Through Playboy's Instagram.
Okay.
However, I don't know. I like the strength and empowerment that I see, and that it's now advertised as. Okay.
So we're saying that sexy photographs, artistic photographs of the female body is what you're in support of. However, exploitation is women getting... women involved in sexual activities that maybe not 100% of their consent, or you can see that it's clear that they're doing it for money.
Yeah, I mean, like, I read somewhere that Hugh Hefner posted pictures of Marilyn Monroe naked when she was like 16, and that she hadn't consented to all. That's what I've read somewhere that.
There's quite a dark rumor around why Marilyn Monroe died. Similar, it's almost like the original Jeffrey Epstein situation. So Marilyn Monroe was obviously a very attractive young woman.
Yeah,
she was. It's rude to say, but passed around by different mob bosses and higher criminal figures within New York.
She was thrown away, like...
Absolutely, and it almost got to the point where she knew too much about too many people, so they had her killed. So that she couldn't uncover either what was going on with her, or just the things that she knew, just from the people that she was around and the rooms that she was in. It was almost like she knew too much, which is not ideal, but again,
I wouldn't find that hard to believe.
Yeah. A little bit of fact about Hugh Hefner. He did die at the age of 91 back in September of 2017 at the Playboy Mansion. His wife, former Playmate Crystal Harris, and his 4 children from 2 previous marriages are still there. Because of the couple's 60-year age gap, many were perplexed by their relationship while Hefner was still alive, and even now, after he has died. Harris said she was in disbelief after Hefner's death. I don't think it's disbelief, darling. It's pretty straightforward. Crystal was in Africa in 2018. She is said to have inherited 45... No, sorry. So they estimated when he died he was worth 45, but they re-estimated and she got just over 15 million.
That's not too bad. Is it?
Yeah, so she did all right. She decided to sell the home. So they listed the mansion for 7.2 million. And then put the property back on the market because it didn't sell, and they ended up dropping it to 5 million.
Right.
I believe. Jesus Christ. And Karis is returning to a simpler way of life, which is lovely to hear for her. She is having a great time. So what now happens to Playboy? What is the future of that magazine without Hugh? Is it still even going? Because who's buying Playboys? Like, Playboy's like this thing that we like remembered, like fucking records or whatever.
And like the 70s.
Yeah, I guess. We remember
the 70s back in the day.
Yeah, the Beatles.
I can't answer that. I don't know what the future is.
Maybe the new Playboy is like Sports Illustrated. Is that like?
Yeah, I like that.
Is that the new thing?
I've got a friend in Sports Illustrated.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Interesting. How close is this friend?
Not very close. Went to uni with her. She's a nice girl.
That's nice.
Really nice girl.
And what does she do? Is she a model?
Yeah, she's a model.
Fantastic.
And she's lovely. And I wish her all the best for it. Yeah.
Do you want to shout her out? Want to give her name or?
Erin Willerton. She's a nice girl.
How do you spell the surname?
Willerton.
Willerton.
Yeah.
Erin Willerton. Willerton.
Yeah.
Willerton. Here we go.
Beautiful woman.
Now it's saying I can't connect to the internet. Every time I try and look for Erin Willerton. Jesus Christ. Right. It's saying I can't connect to the internet. I'm sorry. Do your own research at home, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to see some pictures of a girl Annabelle went to university with. So Annabelle, we think that porn is bad. Okay?
Yeah.
Porn is bad. Porn magazines, good. Right? Better.
Well, in my eyes, I like them. I mean, we're going a bit deeper now, whether we're looking at the male gaze, and whether...
hang on, the male gaze.
So it's a theory that things are done through the male perspective. Mm-hmm. So the way that maybe women posed in the 70s for Playboy, male photographers, male directors, through the male gaze.
Okay.
I want to envision you through my lens. I want you presented in this way for the male audience. Yeah. Different maybe to now. Mm-hmm. Self-empowerment, progression in feminism, I think. We're on the way, I think. I don't really know. It's not all down to me, Matty. I just want your opinion. I think that's all I can really say.
Okay. So you would say now, because I'd like to challenge that in a way, because there are a lot of young ladies, a lot more than there is young men, on Instagram is the platform now, that are posing with photos, I believe, with the idea of targeting again a male audience in mind, and a lot of these type of photographers. For example, I know a lot of girls that are involved in fitness, bodybuilding, and whatever. I know one girl who's also a fitness bodybuilder who is a photographer that takes swimsuit fashion and these type of things. Every other photographer that I know is a male that photographs these women. So all the models are women, and most of the photographers are men. The one female photographer I know, Emily Clark, she knows who she is. Life portraits. If you're in Brisbane, Australia, I'm doing plugs in a country I don't even fucking live in, but there we go. They're in Wollongabba. Go check it out. But absolutely, she is fantastic. But I can almost see her shots looking different to other male photographers.
Right.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, it's
different.
Yeah,
it is. It is.
You can tell. You can almost tell it's a girl that's taken this.
Like
photo.
I can see her shots, and I go, that's it's Emily's shot. If it's like fitness, if she's got someone doing something, because it's never about. It's never about the things the things on a woman's body that men's eyes are drawn to: the face, the breasts, the bum, the legs. Right? Those are the things that we're mainly looking at. And when a male photographer is taking those photos, he's making you pose in certain ways with certain backgrounds and certain lighting to accentuate those features. Whereas in, let's say, Emily's photos, because she's into bodybuilding and whatever, the person's arms, the person's shoulders, right, the person's abdomen is far more accentuated than these other areas, because those are the muscle groups that they're working on for these particular shots. Does that make sense?
Got you. Yeah.
Are we on the same page, Annabelle?
No, I've just listened. I was just listening.
So let's change gears, Annabelle. All right, and let's cast your mind back to a young Annabelle Devey,
right.
10, 11 years old. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in the West Midlands.
In the West Midlands.
Right, so that's like the middle of the UK.
Okay, it's cool. That's fine.
Not cool. Not fun.
Oh,
sorry to.
What was the worst part about where you grew up?
You just go there to raise kids or die.
Really?
Yeah.
So if you're going there to raise kids, isn't that like a fun place to grow up then?
We had Cadbury World, right?
Okay.
That's in Birmingham, and I live outside of Birmingham. I was born and bred there. Went there once.
To Cadbury World?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was great for an hour.
You've been there as many times as I've been there, and I wasn't born and bred in Birmingham.
Have you been to Cadbury World?
Yeah.
What do you think of it?
It was alright.
Exactly, it was alright. It was.
So the reason I went was because I had an argument quite famously on a podcast about 6 years ago with a guy from Sheffield, okay?
A proper argument, like...
A proper argument.
Oh dear.
Because I was convinced, now I wasn't as worldly at the time, I was convinced that Cadbury's was an Australian company from Australia because... In Australia, instead of having caramel Freddos, okay, they have a thing called a caramello koala, okay, which is a koala with caramel in it. Same fucking shape as the frog, everything else, right? It's just a fucking koala.
Yeah.
Now, in my head, I was like, they wouldn't make koalas if the company wasn't Australian. Like, that was as far as my thinking went. And I lay on my sword and died when we quickly Googled and found out it was from Birmingham. So when I went to Birmingham, I thought, I've been to Birmingham a number of times, but when I went there, the time that I thought, I was like, Cadbury World's there, fucking awesome. The first time I went to Birmingham, it was closed for like upgrades or some shit, like they weren't allowing any people in. So I came back and went, that's probably like 4 months later. But yeah, it was all right. It was nothing to write home about. I've never brought it up with anyone else, being like, "Oh my god, should go to Cadbury World." Like, you know, it was just cool. I was like, "Oh, this is where they made the chocolate." Like, woo. But was that the highlight of your childhood?
No.
Oh, what was the best part about growing up where you were?
There's.
Got a very negative attitude to the West Midlands.
Because I fucking hate it. I mean, like, that's why I live here now.
Okay.
You know, like, it was just one of those where my nan is always like, why don't you come home more often? I'm like, because I don't want to. Like, Manchester's my home now. I love the culture and the places and the fashion. And
what is the culture of Manchester?
I don't know. I see it as all, like, Manchester, like... You know, like Oasis and the Smiths, and that's foolishly, well, I don't know, really good decision still. I chose to come to the University of Manchester because I like the Smiths.
Who are the Smiths?
What? You don't know who the Smiths are?
Are they a Manchester band?
Yeah, like Morrissey. Have you heard of Morrissey? Oh.
They're probably on. So Sean Pachkovsky, who I live with, have a Manchester bands playlist that we listen to during the day, and their songs are probably on that playlist.
You'll recognise This Charming Man.
Sing it for me.
No, I'm not.
Almost
I'm
got
not
it to
doing
sing.
that.
Right, well, your childhood's a dead end because it was fucking horrible. Let's talk about let's talk about some of the highlights from uni. Let's talk about some fun, because that seems like where you really came into your own. Was it a case of?
And that's where I started comedy as well.
Okay, fantastic. We're not talking about comedy at all because no one gives a fuck about comedy. All right.
I didn't want to talk about comedy.
Comedy's horrible.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone, if you're listening to this and you're a comedian, quit. Right. Continue.
Shit business.
If they've made it this far, fuck them. They probably deserve to quit. Get a hobby. Write some new bits. What was some of the highlights of uni? Tell me about some of your escapades. Come on, let's get into it.
Oh.
You've got 20 minutes left.
Okay.
And then you can go home.
Okay. Now I'm going to work after this.
Oh.
I'm going to go see your missus actually.
Okay. So am I. Ratio.
Don't look at me like that, honestly. All right, so what do you want to know? I mean, I love the freedom of it.
Okay.
I found myself,
When you say you found yourself, what did you find?
I just began...
So you're saying all these like fucking bullshit throwaway comments.
No,
every time
and then
I press you
like,
on them,
so
you
what does
can't
that actually
answer.
mean? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I learned a lot in university. I didn't learn much academically.
Yeah.
As we've already gathered, I didn't really go to learn. I went for the sesh. No, it's all right.
Okay.
I made a lot of friends, learnt a lot, saw a lot, saw some bad things as well.
Can we get some details about some of the stuff?
Okay, well, put it this way. By 25, I'd like to write like some kind of sitcom about it.
Okay.
Because there's no real television program that captures university life that's realistic, in my opinion.
Okay.
Because
what are the shows that do try and capture it? Are there any?
Fresh Meat doesn't.
Fresh Meat.
Does not.
I've never heard of it. Yeah. Not that good.
Not.
For the record, Annabelle hates Fresh Meat.
Repeat. I like Skins. That's not really university life, and I think it's a bit. I don't know. It's very like.
So, what is university life? If you were to think about the first episode of this thing, what would it have to include?
So,
because I find it very puzzling, the idea that the fact that you live in uni halls, because we don't have that in Australia. You just go to uni, you have the class, and then you go back to your house or wherever you live.
No one lives at uni.
No.
Oh, and it's the best part about it because it's freedom.
Yeah.
It's you're just an adult now, so like you can just do whatever you want, and like no one knows how to cook. Well, I didn't know how to cook. I burnt pasta in the first 2 days of being at uni.
Did you put water with it?
I don't know what I did. It just started smoking, and I thought, oh, and I shared like my like halls, because we had like it wasn't like a flat, it was just like room, staircase, another corridor, room, and I shared with like an Italian girl, and like I burnt the pasta in her pan, and like.
She wasn't impressed. She was angry because it's a special pasta tin, and you can't fuck with pasta when we're talking about Italians.
You know what I mean?
Italianos, as they call them.
But no, university for me was, especially what I want to write about, that like I had the best 3 experiences of my life. But it's also...
What were the 3 experiences?
3 years.
Oh, right.
Sorry.
I thought you said you only had 3 experiences.
My top 3. No, that's my bad. But...
So tell me about the
quite
first
bad
day.
as well.
Tell me about the first day of uni. Like, you walk in. Is it like in the films? Because the only way I know it is from the films. Is it like someone on the hall that like looks after everyone and like takes you to your room and goes, Annabelle, this is like who you're living with? And is it like 2 to a room?
No,
I know nothing about it.
I had a room to myself, and I think I'm pretty sure everyone else did. But I got my key. My dad took me, dropped all my things off, opened the room. The room was vile. It stank. It was a bit
stank like what?
Like musky room,
okay.
Musky, dusty, shitty bed, graffiti on it. It was really like horrible, dark, dingy room.
Okay.
My dad was like,
and from like the nice house that you had in Birmingham.
Yeah, my dad was just basically like, Oh, that's all right. See ya. He just literally left. I was
Nice
like,
one.
all right. He was like, good luck, and just left. And
That's
it was
good fun.
Well, it was fine really, because everyone else was crying. I was just like, woo! I was knocking on people's doors. I was just like, I'm Annabelle. Like, let's go out. And then we all went out, and we all.
Do you think you could survive uni if you didn't drink?
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to do that. Like, I know a lot of people actually. A lot of people I know at uni didn't drink.
Wow. Did they still come out though?
Yeah.
Okay. And like on that first day, is it just free reign? Like you could just walk up to anyone that everyone's new, and you're just like, "Hey, I'm Annabelle," and like everyone's just in the same boat.
That, yeah. I fucking loved it. Made friends with everyone in the flat.
Yeah.
We'd all go to catered dinner together.
So what was the catered dinner? Was it like prison food or?
No, it was all right actually.
Okay.
It was nice.
And who's paying for this?
Don't know. I don't know. The loan covers it. The people that go. Student Finance England.
Okay.
Got
so they paid for the
maintenance
accommodation and the food.
And it came like as a package.
Do you know how much it was?
About $4,000 a year.
That's not bad.
4.5, $4,000.
4.5. Do you get dinner and breakfast? Or
yeah.
Did you get dinner?
I put on loads of weight because I just had a fry up every day. Some people just had a banana, but I was like, whoa, look at the hash brown.
Free? What?
I'll have 5, please.
Jesus. So they would just have like an unlimited amount of food for you?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That is mad. And then in the middle of the day, would you just eat big at breakfast and then just wait for like, because you didn't have to buy anything?
Greedy guts.
Yeah, and then you'd spend the rest of the money on piss.
Yeah. It was terrible, really. I was saying to my dad the other day.
That is so bad. Why would they give you these conditions?
They want you to go out and get pissed, don't they? They want you to.
Who's they?
I don't know.
Not Student Finance England.
The big brother, I don't know. What am I talking about?
Your dad rang you the other day.
Yeah, and I remember telling him that I don't actually remember one day in university where I hadn't had a drink.
Oh my God. Is that it? That's definitely a you thing, though. That's not like an England university thing.
Well, okay. I do take some ownership for that.
The first step is admitting it. Oh my
But I tell you what, a lot of people shared the same kind of path as me.
Okay.
You know, and but well, coming back to what I eventually, by the age of 25, I want this completely written.
Yeah.
And I know.
How old are you now?
21.
Okay.
From
I
start.
didn't realise you were this young.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought you. So have you only just finished uni, like today?
Like last year.
Last week.
Last week. I just came from a graduation.
Still got me fucking gown on.
Oh my God, I was pissed for my graduation.
Oh my God.
So I just thought, like, make it quick. I thought,
no, we've got plenty of time.
I was like, don't fall up the stairs. But I was like yawning.
Were you
all the
wearing
time.
heels?
Yeah.
What an idiot. Just admit that you're small.
Fashion hurts, I'm afraid.
You're wearing a fucking gown. No one cares. I was looking at the woman's shoes at Hazel's graduation. I was like, these bitches are dumb. I was like, because no one gives a flying fuck about your shoes. And cunts were falling all over the shop. Like, it was Salford Uni. Like, these cunts hadn't seen a pair of heels since they were fucking born. And then obviously someone's gotten in their ear and been like, oh my God, we're all wearing fucking heels to graduation.
The thing is, I could walk in mine, so footwear wasn't an issue. The problem is that I drank a bottle of Prosecco before I went on.
Why?
Well, you know, and
celebrating.
Yeah, woo! I've got a 2-1. Did no work. Woo! Big wide world of unemployment.
2-1 is the equivalent to about an OP8 for Queensland listeners. Continue. Just need to explain it for Australians because they don't know what it means.
I don't know is anyone going to listen to this?
Australia, yeah.
Oh, nice.
And England.
Okay.
And a bit of Canada and America.
Oh, God.
So what's his name?
Anyway, do you know him? Oh, he's a right dirty dog. Yeah, so I was like,
his knob's got maggots in it.
He's got knob rot. Trench cock.
Trench cock? What's trench cock?
Just work it out.
Oh, right.
So
he's got a big divot in the middle of his knob.
I can't remember what it was like. Anyway, so I was yawning all the time, and they are. I literally yawned like that, like you know.
Yeah, that's
And
nice.
then I went up the stage, got my thingy, my scroll, and then came out. And then all my family were waiting outside, and they were like, "Oh, well done. Are you tired?" And I was like, "Yeah, why?" They were like, "How much have you had to drink?" I was like, just a quick bottle. Why? And then they just went, "Well, on the big projector screen outside, they kept panning to you every time you were yawning."
Oh no. So hang on.
So it was just panning like the whole University of Manchester. Look at how well everyone's done. Congratulations, blah 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 blah. Then this random girl in a white suit who just keeps yawning.
And so, hang on. So what it was, all right, let me explain what happened. The guy on the camera that particular day, so those people, where was the graduation? Was it at the university or was it in a theatre elsewhere?
It was in like a big, lovely hall, and then...
That was owned by the university?
Yeah, and then it was filmed and put on a projector outside where everyone was...
Watching.
Yeah, hundreds and hundreds of people. There was a big gazebo and a bar and what.
Okay. So the AV guy that was behind that particular camera that day was probably maybe the same age as you, if not younger. Okay?
Yeah.
And he was bored. Okay, because he's filmed however many fucking graduations, alright, and he's thinking, let's single out somebody that looks a bit funny or is doing something weird. And as soon as he found you yawning, he was like, jackpot. So with one eye, he's watching the lens of where the camera's going and he's moving it back and forth. The other eye, he's just watching you, waiting for you to yawn and then putting it straight over to you. I think that's hilarious.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
You're famous. That's probably the most screen time you're ever going to get in front of a camera.
I never will, yeah. Thanks for clearing that up.
No, that's fine. That was just a little silly joke. Obviously didn't mean that. So you have a Tiffany necklace that you're quite proudly sort of presenting to me like you want me to ask about it. So who gave you the necklace?
My dad.
Oh, that's nice.
I always play with it.
Have you got a nice relationship with your dad?
Yeah, he's
That's
like
good.
my best mate.
Is he?
Yeah.
What does he do?
He is self-employed at Jaguar Land Rover.
Oh, really? Is he a contractor for them?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I don't really know. He's engineer and stuff, but...
That's cool. That's a good position to be in.
Yeah, he does really well.
Charges a day rate and goes in and tells them what's what.
Yeah, he does a bit of like consulting, whatever that means.
That's exactly where you want to be, working for Jaguar Land Rover.
Oh, cool. I'll tell him that.
Yeah.
But, like, just to let you know, all your insecurities and validations have been confirmed by Matty Shaw. He says you're doing a great job. Keep going, Glenn.
Because, all right, Glenn knows this, but I'll explain for other people, all right? If you are on a salary with a company, right, you have to show up and do whatever they ask you to do, all right? Whereas if you're a contractor or you're a subcontractor or whatever it is, if you're working on a consulting basis, consulting contractor, it's all the fucking same, right? They basically go, here's a problem. We'll pay you this much a day to fix that problem. We expect it'll take 2 months, 3 months, whatever.
Got you.
You say yes or no. So you say yes, you do the contract. Now as that consultant's coming to an end, you go to Jaguar Land Rover, can we go look elsewhere? I think Audi want to have a word with me, McLaren, whoever the fuck, right? Jaguar goes, oh, but we've got another problem for you. And you go, you know how I said it was 400 a day? It's now 500 a day because that's what McLaren's offering. And they go, we'll give you 550. And you go, okay, I'll stay. And you just continue on and on and on. And every time there's a new problem, and you can move companies if you want, or you just stay at the same one and you just work the market.
Yeah, he's having a great time, isn't he? But
absolutely, good for him.
This necklace he bought me for my 18th, and
because he's minted.
He's not. Glenn's not that minted. He's
who you were saying it like you were going to reveal someone that is minted in your life.
Well,
your mum's a Playboy bunny. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mrs. Devey.
She could have been. Oh,
she could have been?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
Really?
Still is. And so I got this bought for my 18th.
Yeah.
And I opened it, and obviously it says Tiffany on the front. Turned over, and it has a message on it that says "Daddy loves you."
Oh, on the back of the necklace?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And he just said, he wrote in the card, he just said, from what I've said since the day I met you.
Oh, it does. It has Daddy loves you in the back. Oh, that's
I am a daddy's
beautiful.
girl, yeah. And bless him, I was. It was a lovely moment when I bought it, but then I put it on and I was thinking about it. I was like, he doesn't actually know what daddy means today.
What does it mean?
Well, daddy.
You talking about like Puff Daddy?
No, not Puff Daddy, as in
like P Diddy?
Like daddy issues and...
But daddy issues is only for people that don't have dads.
No, but like, what I'm trying to say is daddy's quite a sexualised term.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
I really don't think it is.
But I've never called my dad daddy. And I never probably will.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't call... Like, if my sister called... Now, my sister's now turning 20 this year. If my sister called my dad daddy, I'd be like, what are you doing, right? But when you're like 4 and 5 and 6 years old,
yeah,
when you're under the
right.
age of 18, do you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, you know, come to daddy, you know, come on, whatever. When you're like a
Mummy
young
and
child,
daddy's
but as
fine.
soon as you're, as soon as you're like an adult. However, obviously I've never been a father, right? But I'm thinking a lot about being a father, like a lot.
Oh,
right?
really? Fantastic.
And I think, because I even think about my sister. Now, my sister is the closest experience I've had to being a father because she's 5 years younger than me. So although, you know, when she was a baby, I was also a fucking toddler, right? I still got to like look after this baby, watch her grow up into like a fully grown woman that like does things and thinks for itself and, you know, that sort of thing. I got to watch this process. But I would say in terms of the daddy situation, when you're like a child and a toddler, I think once you're, you know, even like 10-year-olds, I don't know, maybe. I don't know what the age is when you have to stop saying daddy. But for me, like, I always view my sister as that little baby. Like, I still remember her when she was 5 and I was like 10 or 11. And I was like looking at her and I was like, she is such a baby. And I think that like, I just look at her and it was like, she could never win in any like fights or anything. Like, she'd take the remote and I'd be like, what are you doing? I'd take it straight back off her. Like, she could do nothing ever. And now she's like as tall as I am. She still can't beat me up, but you know what I mean? But she'll always be that child. And her like friends that she's known since they were like 10 or 11, I see them and they're all like, you know, 20, 21-year-old girls now. And I look at them and like, I don't look at them like, I've only known you for the past fucking 3 months, so I only ever knew you like this. But these girls, I knew them when they were like 10 years old, fucking dancing to High School Musical on the lounge. And I'm like, you'll always be 10, you know what I mean? Like, in my head, you'll always be that little child.
And it's hard, really, because especially, I was going to mention comedy, but if you want me to not for a second,
no, you can.
Because
if it pertains to this line of questioning,
of course, yeah. So I talk about really like sexy stuff in my in my sets. So I was talking about shagging and stuff. And
yeah. I know, I've seen it.
It went down well on Sunday.
Yeah, I know. You went down well, apparently.
My dad has always said he's never going to watch my stand-up.
Really?
Ever.
Because you've asked him to, or because he's chosen not to?
Both.
Okay.
And I even wrote about it in my dissertation about the idea of, because I did women in stand-up comedy, interviewed loads of my friends, and one of the topics that came up was respectability in women. And I said to my dad once, like, you know,
no, keep going.
Dramatic.
Never stop talking.
I said to my dad once, like, what is the reason for you not to come and watch me perform if you know that I'm like working hard at it now? And he says, because I know you talk about relationships, I know you talk about things that a dad wouldn't want to hear about, and you'll always be my little girl.
Yeah.
And it's become at times problematic because family and friends who have known me from birth and seen me grow up won't want to hear me talk about, you know, the first ever stand-up set I did was about in uni when someone shoved their toe up my arse.
Okay.
So that...
Why didn't we start with this story? Why have I missed out that? Is it a good story? Have we got time for it?
Yeah. It's what my first stand-up set was when I
don't want to hear about the stand-up set. I just want to hear about the toe in the arse.
Okay, so yeah,
How?
I won. Well, I was sleeping with this guy. I really shat where I ate at uni.
Okay.
And he was downstairs and
in the halls.
Yeah,
okay.
And went down to see him.
Yeah.
And
was this before or after the catered dinner?
Remember? No, this was before.
It was before catered dinner.
Yeah.
Okay, so shagging on an empty stomach.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, so there was no repercussions, if you like to.
Repercussions of what?
I didn't shit on it.
Oh, right, okay. Jesus, no, that was not what I was thinking.
All right. So, I bent down to get dressed, and
after you'd finished.
Yeah.
Okay.
Finished up, do you know what I mean? And then I was getting changed.
The day is done.
Yeah,
it's off
the deed is
dinner.
done.
Yeah.
I'll see you in the queue.
Yeah. See you in the queue.
In the queue.
Oh, in the queue.
The dinner queue.
Got your tray. Ding ding.
He bless him. I just felt something go up my bum, and I was just like.
Was it his big toe?
Yeah, and bless him. I turned around. I was like.
So he was sitting on the bed.
And he just shoved his toe up my ass.
He's seen your butthole presented, and he thought, I'm going to stick my dirty big toe.
I don't know whether my arsehole was on show, but something went up there. And
how far up are we saying?
I think we're only like.
Okay.
Just
did you jump?
Well, I was like, whoa, and then he was just like, sorry, I meant to kick you over, and it just went in.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like this is like saucy. It was just like I'm gonna
ram my big toe.
Kick her. That's fun. I sometimes like doing that. Not to Hazel ever.
And
but
I'd only
the idea
a few times, and I was like, "Why are you doing that for?" And then
the idea of how vulnerable someone is when they're like naked and they're putting their clothes on, especially when someone like bends over or someone's putting pants on and they can't use their legs properly because you're basically disabled at that point. So if you just push them or like knock them out, they just fall. It's really, really funny. But like I would never do it to like a partner. I do it to friends. Definitely, but there's not very many times where friends are like taking their pants off around me or putting pants back on. But if there's ever the opportunity, yes, I'd definitely kick one of my mates over. But definitely not a girl, especially not a girl I didn't know very well.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't do it to Hazel either because she might hurt herself and I wouldn't want that. Like, if she like pops her shoulder out or something, and it's a bloody another trip to Manchester Royal Infirmary. Jesus Christ, I've been there enough. Fuck me, heavens above. Yeah. My poor family. We've done over an hour, mate.
Okay.
Are you happy with it?
I'm very happy, yeah.
That's good. Have you got anything that you want to promote? Was there any reason that you came here other than for just complete and utter narcissism? Nope. Okay.
No, I'm doing Excess Malark. When's this going to be?
Who knows, mate? Okay. 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks?
Okay.
Yeah, a while. I've got a lot of these banked up. For those of you listening that think this is live, it's not.
Yeah, okay, well...
when are you doing Excess Malarkey?
Next Tuesday.
Well, it's definitely not going to be out.
I'm in Hot Water.
Okay.
9th of Feb, again, probably not out then.
Got anything happening in March?
I'm doing the Fringe in August.
Okay. Edinburgh Fringe?
Yeah.
What are you doing there?
Don't know, I need to write a little... I'm going to write a show and...
Write a little show?
A little old show, yeah. That's another story.
What's it going to be called?
Bedtime Stories.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Use your imagination, ladies and gentlemen. Annabelle, thank you so much for coming on. Really enjoyed it. People want to follow you on social media. Where can they get you?
Instagram, it's Annabelle Loves Cheese.
Ladies and gentlemen, Annabelle Devey.